met the Minority Leader in Parliament, Haruna Idrisu. Let's head to Kumasi now for details of that story involving a man who has been shot for attempting to separate two drivers in a brawl. Nanaya Ojima has been following the incident which occurred at Ayediase and joins us with details. Hello, Nanaya. What did you pick up when you went to the scene?
So from eyewitnesses at the scene, the driver of the Kia saloon vehicle was driving carelessly, and some people who saw him drive in Ayediase went to him when there was a traffic at a point, went to him to tell him drive cautiously because it's a busy street and he could cause accidents in the road. He didn't take this lightly. So one of the men who confronted him, he slapped one of them, and the man replied the slap. So he immediately went into his vehicle, picked a gun, and shot the man instantly. He shot him 3 times in the stomach. And when he realized that a lot of people were coming around, he went into his vehicle. They prevented him from leaving the scene. Fortunately, police came around immediately. They called the police in. Police came around immediately and asked the man to surrender. But according to eyewitnesses, he would not budge to it, and he shot himself immediately when he realized that there were a lot of people who were aggressive in the area and were in support of the police trying to disarm him and take him away. So he shot himself right at the scene. And what I'm learning is that the two have been picked and they are at the KNUST hospital at the moment, but we cannot confirm whether they are alive or dead. And that is what we are working on presently. So this is what happened this morning at Ayediase. The people there are so surprised, even though due to the busy nature of the area, there are a number of times there have been quarrels among drivers on the stretch and drivers and also pedestrians on the stretch. It has never degenerated into such levels.
All right, so if I get you, Nanayao, the story is that a man who was engaged in a brawl with another driver shot that driver and shot himself.
All right, so this is the incident. The man was driving carelessly. The people around who saw him drive carelessly went to him when there was some traffic in front of him to warn him about the way he's driving and that he could cause an accident.
Right.
And he didn't take this lightly.
Okay.
He slapped one of the men who approached him, and the man replied the slap. And due to that, he went into his vehicle, picked a gun, and shot the man who replied the slap, who returned the slap.
All right, so was there at any point someone who tried to separate the two of them?
According to the people, after they trading slaps, they thought everything that was it. So he was going back into his vehicle, but unfortunately, he brought out a gun. So all the people around, when they saw the gun, stepped back. Even though this man that replied the slap was also afraid, he came to him purposely. He came to him directly, and he shot him at that instance.
All right. How many people were involved in that brawl?
A number of people had approached him. According to the people, they couldn't give me specifically the number of people who went there. But 2 people I spoke to, one who was having a conversation with the man who has been shot, Mr. Amwa, and who also and one other who watched the incident said they had all rushed onto him to tell him to drive with care because it's been happening on the stretch where people drive carelessly around. So they had gone to warn him not to do so, to drive with caution, that the area is a busy road and it could cause accidents.
Well, you mentioned the police came there. Have we received any word from them?
Not yet. The police didn't speak to us on the scene. They told us they will give their version of the story later, but they are now putting together a report on what actually happened or what they saw. But I'm learning that there was a police woman who also saw what went down there. She is a guard of one of the banks in that area. So she saw what went down there, and the police will put all of that in their report and give the media some briefing later.
All right. Thank you, Nanaya. We'll leave you to gather more information on this story that's developing from Ayidiasi in Kumasi.